You have spent the last couple of months teaming up with Ostera because you are trying to hunt down who Dusk is. And you've gotten yourself into several misadventures along the way, and you've gotten to know each other decently well. The thing is, though, Ostera, she's very, playful and very flirty. So even though you feel like you're learning a lot about her, you can't help but feel like there's still a lot of stuff that she's keeping from you. Of course, I'm sure you're keeping a lot of stuff from her as well. And it's one of those things where you're not really sure if this is a purely business relationship or if it's more than that. Because she definitely plays as if it's more than that, but you're not really sure if that's just part of an act or not. It's so hard to tell with her. So, but one thing I will say is it is fun working with a partner for once, even if it's supposed to be temporary. There is going to be this one moment where I'm going to say that Juan and Ostera are... I am going to say they are doing some personal investigation, and they notice that there seems to be an attack that is hitting the streets of where would they be? I'm gonna say you're still in Washington, D.C. So there is this sudden attack where it seems like a small group of vampires have started terrorizing some muggles in the street. What do you do?
Juan will grab his wand and cut it to Sarah. So, I think we need to deal with those vampires. They ever told you that time a vampire lady beat me?
Did she? She says.
Yep.
No, you didn't tell me. So, how was it?
It wasn't that nice. You know, he'll tell the story while they're walking towards wherever they're going.
You prefer it gentle, not rough.
Okay, I walked myself right into that one. No, we were in a fight. I was trying to apprehend her. She managed to get a hold of me. We fought a little, then she got a bite of me. Those things are, I guess, they really can pierce the flesh very easily. And they are very strong and fast, so take care of yourself.
You too, she says. I count 5. So the first one to 3 wins.
Deal.
The first one who takes out 3 wins. All right. So how are you going to engage?
When I win, you'll have to pay dinner tonight.
Deal. And when I win, she says, I get double the pumpkin pasties.
Oh, you're on.
Okay. So, Juan, what is your strategy? Right now, the vampires don't seem to notice either of you, so they have their back to you. So there's like a group of 5 of them that have attacked probably a bunch of like teenagers, like freckled, like pimply-faced teenagers or something.
Okay, Juan will try to get near as quietly as possible so as that they don't detect him. And when he gets in range, he will try to transfigurate them into into bunnies.
Into bunnies. All right. Go ahead and roll transfiguration, please. How many can you cast at once?
3.
Oh, go ahead. Tell me what you roll. Don't fail. Oh, beautiful. So one of them was a critical success. So, you managed to transform all 3 of them into bunnies. One of them transforms into a much smaller bunny, and you believe the duration of this spell is gonna last way longer than normal.
Ostera, you go.
Ostera says, "Aw," she says, "No fair, you went and took all three all at once at the same time."
Everything works in war and love.
I see. So she actually takes out her wand, and she manages to cast a stunning spell twice on the two vampires, when suddenly a sixth vampire that you did not see, as a bat, swoops in, transform, and grabs a hold of Astera from behind. The wand drops to the ground, and she seems to be very taken by surprise as the vampire starts to move towards her throat.
Oh god. Okay, I'm gonna cast a transfiguration spell on her.
On her? Okay.
Yes, I'm going to set her free. I start to think, okay, how do I do this? And so that I don't fail, I'm gonna actually target her. And when he's about to beat her, my spell hits her, and she transforms into a dog. So I don't know if imagine my goal in doing this was that he couldn't bite her anymore because he's no longer a human and the neck is no longer where it was supposed to be minutes before.
So she transforms into a dog, and which means that he goes in to bite, but then she shrinks down. And now, what do you do, Juan?
Now I'm going to try to stun him.
Okay.
28 on my stunning spell.
You will successfully stun that bat, and the teenage kids will be absolutely scared, frightened, and they'll start to run away. I don't know if you let them run away or not, but
I'm just gonna let them run away, and I'm gonna de-transform Ostera.
She transforms back to herself, and she kind of quickly dusts herself off. All right, Della de Rivera, you got this one this time.
I told you to be careful.
I was careful, she says, but that bat just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, you can say it however you want. Remember, you're buying dinner today.
The two bats that the two vampires that were stunned, break out of their stun, and they transform into bats and attempt to fly away. And Ostera, who still doesn't have her wand, notices that the bats are flying away. So, to your surprise, she starts to transform herself without the aid of a wand. She transforms herself into a giant octopus with very long purpley tentacles, which actually matches the tentacle earrings that she wears. The tentacle-looking earrings. And two of the tentacles lash out and grab a hold of the bats, keeping them from flying away, and she slams them against a brick wall, and they pass out. The bats get knocked out.
Ooh! Now that's some firepower. Neither knew you were an animagus.
She transforms back, and she says, "There's a lot of things about me that you don't know."
Well, there's always time to learn, right?
Maybe over dinner. In the meantime, what do you think we should do about these vampires? I feel like we should feed them to, I don't know, maybe some crocodiles in the sewer or something.
Dang.
Now, I will very much like that, but I think we need to call the bosses, throw them in, legal stuff.
Yes, that's true. We can't have our hands any dirtier than they normally are.
Let me just make the call. And Juan will call whoever is in charge of his missions and tell them that everyone's set and that he has the control of everyone. They should send someone to pick them up.
The cleanup crew will come and they will be able to take the vampires. And you guys will be able to have a lovely dinner, uninterrupted. Later that night after dinner, the lead that you had in finding Dusk, there was a lead that comes back to you because maybe you were asking somebody to get some information because you might have found the address of this Dusk person. And you finally find this address at a nice apartment complex at Adams Morgan. It's a part in Washington D.C. in Adams Morgan. So what you find? Ostera says as she's taking a final drink of soda.
An address where Dusk is supposed to be. Take a look.
Okay, I'm with you there. So as you guys make your way towards the apartment, let's say again you're trying to be undercover. So we'll say you'll take the metro. You take the subway, the metro over there. She says, "So what's the plan, Della de Rivera? Once we get there, how do you want to play this?"
Okay, so I'm guessing that at this point we might know some people connected to Dusk, so that we could impersonate them.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that you know of one person. The last known person who worked with Dusk is named Jack Shipman, who actually posed as an agent in Orion to try to again free the people from incarceration who were kept in solitude there, but he did not succeed.
I'll transform into Jack Shipman. You'll be my guard. We go inside, gather intel. Hopefully nothing will go bad. We are able to catch Dusk. Learn what they want.
Okay. And who am I supposed to be? Or should I just hang back as backup?
Nah, come with me. The more the merrier. You're my lovely girlfriend. And guard.
So your guard friend.
Exactly.
And then she starts singing just randomly, "And I will always love you," just like from The Bodyguard. Playfully.
Everything in order?
Everything in order. Nice looking apartment building, she says, looking at the building.
Yeah. Bad guys always have them like this.
Seems whoever this is seems to be very cushy, so not surprised there.
Let's do this. Hopefully we don't get busted.
So you'll transform into Jack Shipman.
Yes.
Roll me one more transfiguration. Nice. You will transform into a spitting image of Jack Shipman based on a photograph, and you will make your way to the apartment door. What do you do?
I will knock and toot. Hey, Jack Shipman here. Let me in.
The door, you hear a pause, and then the door finally opens. And the door opens, and there's a little chain, the lock chain thing. And to your surprise, the face that emerges is Anna Maria. Jack? What are you doing here?
Fuck. Why'd you always have to do me dirty like this, Hark? Internally.
Do you want to do you want to switch places with Roxana?
Okay. Juan will flinch for a second, but
Okay.
gain his composure. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Here to talk with the boss. I was summoned. I don't know what's going on.
She opens the door and she says, "Come in, come in."
Oh, this is my guard.
Ma'am, Austera says, without saying much else. Ma'am, she says as he nods. Okay, come in.
And I'll come in.
And then she looks around, like she looks outside just to make sure nobody's seen, and then she shuts the door. She said, Jack, I thought we weren't doing business anymore. You failed your last mission.
I know, but I can redeem myself. That's why I'm here. Juan will take like a quick look and see if there's anybody else there. Or if it's only Ana Maria.
It's just Ana Maria. This looks like this is her apartment.
Fuck. Okay, so I think that it comes to family. He will actually say to Astera, I need to talk with her in private. Guard this room, and he will just enter an unused room to talk with Ana Maria all alone.
Okay. She will go out and guard.
God damn it.
I'm sure all of the agents are like, what? What's going
Yeah, I know.
on?
Like, wait a minute. But you were on now. Why?
What?
Felix especially is gonna be like, excuse me.
What?
Excuse me. I thought we had a thing going. Juan's not the only Del Rivera that can lie.
Yeah, that's Della de Rivera's. They hide things. They're very good at hiding things.
He will quickly detransfigurate, and the moment he does, he will like, Anna, what are you doing here?
What am I doing here? I live here. What are you doing here?
What do you mean you live here? You can't live here.
I've been living here for the last few years, Juan.
What do you mean? God damn it.
What are you doing
Okay.
posing as Jack?
How did you know Jack?
She pauses for a moment and she says, wait, are you here because you're on a mission?
Don't you dare change subject. How the fuck did you know Jack? Shipman.
Because I hired him. That's why.
Why you hired him? You work for
Because-
Dusk?
He says, I am Dusk, she says.
Shit.
What do you mean you are Dusk?
I mean, that's my code name, Tuan. My spy name.
You're a spy?
Yes, I work for the traditionalists. Just like you.
Then why the fuck am I here?
I don't know, she says. I was the one who put in a good word when people were asking about hiring you into the traditionalist spyhood. I was the one who told them that they could trust Adela de Rivera just like they could trust me. Why are the fact that you're here investigating me on
Look. I was told to investigate who Dusk was because they let monsters out of the of Orion, the government facility.
She said, yes, because they were trying to use them as proof to the leaders of the Muggles, as proof that magic existed. I had to stop them. I couldn't let them break the statute of secrecy, but they went and did it anyway.
Yeah, I get it, but if we're both on the same side, then why the fuck do my people tell me to go look for you?
She says, I don't know.
God damn it! Fuck!
The ministry is so huge. They can be so disorganized sometimes. Somebody clearly dropped the ball somewhere.
Okay, listen. Here's what we're gonna do, okay? So, you don't know anything. Like, I got bad info. Okay, I'll tell my partner that I got bad info, and I'll check on this.
My particular division, she says, my particular agency is kept a secret. I would not be surprised if your branch was not aware of what we were doing. So that's probably why things got crossed.
Okay, so we good, right? You're not like a traitor.
She says, no. She says, I was planted into Orion in order to keep an eye on things so that they don't release the statute of secrecy.
Okay.
I even went as far as pretending to slip in front of my colleagues to make them think that I was on their side. One of them in particular, the youngest, really bought it too.
Huh.
Oh no.
Cool. Well, I don't really care. Okay.
She says you wouldn't know him. Just somebody I work with.
Okay, so I'm gonna go and I'm gonna take a look at this. Okay? It was nice seeing you, sis.
Yeah. It's nice seeing you too. I'm glad to see that, the spy thing is working well. Just, let's not blow each other's covers, okay?
Okay, no, yeah, we're good. Let me just put this on, and I will just recast the transfiguration spell.
See you next Thanksgiving then?
Perfect.
Or actually, I don't know if they have. Do they celebrate Thanksgiving in Mexico?
Something like that.
Something like that. See you next.
Yeah,
what other family? What's another family like thing in Mexico other than Christmas?
Christmas or Dia de los Muertos.
What was the last one you said? Oh, that's what he said. Dia de los Muertos. That's what he says. See you in the next Dia de los Muertos.
Perfect. Don't forget to bring some good food. You actually can make some good food. Okay, bye. And he'll just get his composure and open the door and be like, we're done here.
So is she Dusk?
No, bad info. I'll tell you about it later.
Well, that's another dead end. Damn it.
Don't worry. We'll get to the bottom of this, or maybe we'll get another mission. Who knows? Who cares? Come on, let's go grab something to eat.
All right, and you guys will leave. What do you do, Juan, with this information now? I'm just curious.
I'm gonna try and look up, like, not try and make a big fuss about it. Try to ask people who I trust what's wrong with Dusk and if there's any other secret entity inside our secret entity.
So they will inform you that they think that Dusk purposely was trying to free the creatures in order to expose magic to the world, which according to Anna Maria is the exact opposite of what she was doing. She was trying to do the exact opposite. So who do you believe at the end of the day, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
God damn it. This is a super spy movie. I love this.
Yeah. Who do you trust? Who do you believe? Your sister or your employers?
Fuck my employers. This is till the end.
Okay.
He wouldn't betray me like my uncle and my brother.
Jojo is currently freaking out in chat. That's what he's doing. He's so upset right now. Poor Jojo.
So you will not reveal any information about Dusk?
No, I will keep it for myself.
Then in that case, Roxana.
Oh boy.
You finally, after months of research, you finally believe that you have unlocked the secret, as prophesied, to the mass-killing curse. What do you do now?
She's gonna test it first.
On what?
Okay, on what?
Okay, so there's an orchard right outside her house. I imagine there's lots of birds that nest in the trees.
Okay.
And when she knows, like, because she's at the place a lot, I imagine when she knows they're roosting, like prime roosting hours, she's going to go out and she's going to cast it.
Okay. Do you genuinely believe that you're going to mean it when you cast it?
So, I won't ramble on about this, but, like, in terms of physical appearance, Roxana looks very different. Yeah, she looks very tired, very done, lots of sleepless nights. She just wants it to be over. So she 100% means it.
Okay. You will begin to wave your arms around. Now, because this is a little bit more elaborate, it requires a little bit more of a flourish with the wave of the wand. It's not just a simple flick like you've seen in the movies. It's like you have to wind it up and then cast. And as you do, the immediate area around you starts to grow dark. Even though the sun is out, somehow it's like light itself is being sucked out of the general area. Light itself is being sucked out, and it's getting darker, noticeably. And when you finish the elaborate waves of the wand, you aim as hard as you can the wand towards the location of the birds, and and the thing about the Avada Kedavra Maxima, which is why a lot of wizards get it wrong, is because in order to cast this spell successfully, you have to cast it in a whisper. Avada Kedavra Maxima! And then, as soon as you do, there's a big green spark, flash of energy soaring from your wand, and you can feel the surge of the most powerful, like if you were holding a shotgun, like the kickback, a really huge kickback, as this surge of green bolts of energy comes out, hits one of the birds, and then chain lightnings. Like it's a big chain reaction lightning as it spreads into different directions in one big mass. And one by one, right after the other, the bodies of the birds fall from the trees down to the ground. And I would say you probably managed to kill off 25 birds with that spell, with that one spell. And with that, the light comes back, and it is no longer dark in the sudden area. But you can also smell a sulfuric smell in the general area. A mild sulfuric smell. But you believe you did it.
Yeah, she's just like, after she's done it, she's just kind of like shaking, and she actually doesn't notice, but she drops her wand and she's just kind of looking. And I guess just assessing if there's any other effects other than the birds dying in the immediate.
You don't think so. You don't believe there are any other effects.
Okay.
It was very clean. Maybe that's a little bit freakish to you, but it was very clean.
And they died quickly?
Quickly.
A bit morose, but she feels a bit better about that. So yeah, she just takes a deep breath. She pulls out the poppet, and she's gonna call Albion.
Yeah, he answers her.
Hey,
What's
Al?
up, Roxy?
I did it.
You figured it out?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I guess the next step is deciding when it's to be used. Did Anastil, let's say anything about that?
No. I was waiting till they had something.
How do you know it's gonna work?
I know it's gonna work. I just tested it. On birds.
Wait, you tested it? Oh,
Birds, not people. I got 25 birds.
in
all
one
at
try.
once. All at once. She actually sounds. It's
How do
funny
you feel?
because like, it's funny because like when she's talking, like he probably remembers when they were talking last. Like she was very emotional, but in this moment, it's like talking to a robot. Her voice is just flat. How do I feel? I don't feel anything anymore, Albion. I'm tired. I've been up for several days trying to figure this out, and now it's done.
Well, remember, you're not in this alone, and if maybe if you teach me and Juan, we can help.
Yeah, I'll let him know. You guys come back by the house when you can, and I'll show you how to do it.
Can I tell you something, Roxy?
There's a long pause. Sure.
Part of me is a little worried about Juan getting this information. I know we made that vow, but if you remember, he's always been kind of reckless.
Well, let me put it like this, Albion. Juan is reckless, but he never cast the killing curse. He never did. I did. If there's anybody you should be worried about, it's me. And to God, I promise I'll never do it again. Not after this.
I don't blame you though, Roxy. Part of me, I never thought I'd say this, but part of me, whenever I lost Levi and Asa and Nico in that same day, part of me wished I had known the spell.
Albion, let me tell you something. I've justified what I did that day a lot in my head. But deep down, I don't feel good about it. Because when you do it, it feels like a part of you dies too. I can't explain it. It's like it takes a piece of you. I think that's why I cry more nowadays. And now I'm not crying at all.
You know what though, Roxy? When every loss I've had feels like a part of me dies anyways, and I don't know if we can stop that, even if it means having to cast this spell. If Anna Silva's prophecy is correct, it's for the greater good. As bad as it sounds.
Here's the thing. We are never. I'm not going to mince words with you, Albion. We're never going to forgive ourselves or each other for what we do with this spell. But you know what? That means we're the best people to do it. Because I think we'll respect the awful power it gives us. We'll learn to not exercise it ever again. there's something I want to do. I didn't mention it on the day. And I know, look, I don't know what's going on with you with that sort of thing, but I really think it's necessary. I think once we do what we do, we should obliviate ourselves. To forget it.
He pauses for a long moment when you say that. I'd be lying if I said I hadn't thought of that option, but with how much I'm fighting to try to get that stupid spell to stop being used, if maybe it's best. Dangerous or not, maybe you're right. Maybe if even with the unbreakable vow, if there's just no memory of everything you've unlocked, maybe that's best.
I think once we do it, I burn every piece of paper, scatter it to the wind, and then we make ourselves forget about it.
Okay. If you're gonna let Juan know, I'll try to get there as soon as I can.
Yeah. I'll see you soon. Be safe.
You too.
I am. And she'll call Juan as well. And just kind of go through just call him and say I did it, and you need to come by the house as soon as you can so I can show you how to do it.
Yeah, I don't think that Juan would talk that much. He also would be silent, almost remorseful. But he will say that he will go as fast as he can humanly go.
She pretty much gives you the basics where she's positive it's going to work because she tested it on some birds, and she'll tell you how many she got and that you need to come immediately.
Yeah, Juan will go.
All of you, and this is something I'm sure none of you anticipated when you first started this campaign, put down on your character sheets the learned spell Avada Kedavra Maxima, as all three of you will learn how to use this spell.
I never thought I'd get Avada Kedavra, much less.
Yeah, I purposely put a negative in my curses because I was like, I'll never use curses.
Well, you might need to make an exception this one time. So, Roxana will be able to spend... It's not something you guys are going to learn overnight. She's probably going to spend a good week, actually, helping to teach you this spell, because it is a very complicated next level, obviously beyond regular Avada Kedavra level to learn. But you will eventually learn it, just like the prophecy said that you would be able to. Roxana actually is pretty good at teaching this specific spell. She spent a lot of time on it. With this information, are you going to inform Headmistress Valentine about it?
Well, I mean, would the rest of the party have objections to that?
I think we need to know when to use it, so if that's what you want to do.
Headmistress, she will see you in person with Anna Silva. And I'm going to say that Svetlana Praskovia will be there as well. And because we love her. And Svetlana Praskovia will say, "Excellent work, Shvets. I know that must have been very difficult for you. But now comes the next step, is to teach us or write down how to cast this spell, and we can do the rest."
Can't do that.
Yeah, Not happening.
Not happening.
Oh, are you guys there
Are
too?
we all there?
Yeah, I would
You
imagine
can
that.
be. You can be. Sure.
Yeah.
You're all there.
Al would have, if that's the case, Al would have suggested one of them not be there just in case something goes wrong and one of them be hiding somehow.
Okay,
Like-
so
I would suggest
Sure.
that would be.
Levi cannot be there.
I don't know.
I think-
Maybe like they're up. One of them is in another room listening, and the other one
Okay.
is off the property. I
I
don't
think
know.
Al is the one who should survive if something goes haywire.
So Al should survive.
So Al
Designated
is safe.
survivor.
And you're doing the spy thing. Wait, you're in the other room, Juan, and you're like eavesdropping.
Okay, so Albion is in another room. Okay. So
Can I use my hoop to astrally project?
yes, you can. Use a magic item. Roll use magic item. Yes, you can.
But I also want to like still be kind of hidden, but just if they find me, it's not my body at least.
I'm sure you can astral project like behind a bookcase or something. Yeah,
I'm
that's fine.
here,
13.
but I'm
Yeah,
not.
that's fine. You'll be able to astral project behind a bookcase or something. Or behind a plant, I don't know. So, yeah, so we're having this conversation, and Sokovia just asked, could you teach us or write it down? And what did Juan say?
That's not happening.
Yeah, not gonna happen.
I beg your pardon.
So, here's the shtick, okay? We actually can't physically tell you anything because we took a vow.
So
We can't tell you because once this spell is used by us, it's never going to be used again.
so it's either we do it
Or
or
you-
it doesn't happen.
Exactly.
Headmistress Valentine takes a deep breath. You realize that in doing so, that places an even larger burden on yourselves, more than you already have, more than we've already placed on you.
Too late now, isn't it? It's already
The curse
done.
of knowledge.
I was hoping, Headmistress Valentine, that your participation in this would end once you finish the research. But I understand the reasoning behind you feeling like you must continue, and for that I am very sorry. That was not my intention, or any of our intentions, was for you to be even more heavily involved than you already were.
It's okay. Look, it is what it is, and once it's used, it's used. We're going to all bury the knowledge permanently. None of us will remember it once what needs to be done is done.
I see. Does this change anything, Miss Silva? And Anna Silva, she actually says, I wish I could tell you for sure. My gut says that if a select few of them know the spell, that is enough. It does not need to be mass-produced, I suppose. I don't think, if I'm interpreting the vision the way that I'm interpreting it, I think it would be enough. Very well. In that case, I would like for you to follow us to inform the wizarding communities, like war strategists, war generals, have gotten from their intelligence, their spy intelligence, that the Muggles are planning to unleash nuclear missiles to attack the hub of the wizarding community, which is in the UK. So, a strike on Hogwarts, a strike on the Ministry of Magic, and the mass killing curse would be used as a tool to stop the warheads from being launched. They believe that such strategic measures could end the war very quickly within a matter of months. The question is, will you agree to use the mass killing curse for that purpose?
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Don't like to do it, guys. But
No, I don't like to do it, but it makes sense.
as a player, I feel filthy. But, you know, gotta do what you gotta do.
Gotta save the world, I guess.
Gotta save the world.
In that case, Roxana and Juan and Albion will basically speak with the advisors, and they will explain to you what they plan to do in order to make these strategic strikes. And I'm sure a lot of people are going to ask for the information about, but could you just tell us how to cast it? Just give us a hint. That I'm sure none of you are going to say a word.
We can't.
Can't do it. Sorry, guys. We'll die.
And for the next few months, you will be summoned as necessary to use the killing curse. I'm going to say that there will be some moments when you feel that, I don't feel right about this particular operation. We're not going to use the curse for this. Something like where we're going to launch nuclear missiles. You're like, okay, I feel like that isn't necessarily evil. But other times they might be like, show an example. Let's set an example by... And you're like, no, I don't think that's a good idea.
That's too much.
I imagine all of us would refuse if it's like civilian areas. Nah. If it's like on a battleship, what you gotta do?
Yeah, or like in the middle of the war zone, that type of stuff. But yeah.
In doing so, the three of you became key components in quickly causing the, at least Muggle and human like retaliation, their forces start to dwindle down, and thus forcing the hand of the Muggle leaders to really sit down and more heavily come up with negotiations on the terms for ending this war once and for all. I am sure, though, that these situations leave very, very dark spaces in each of your souls for having to do this all in the name of ending this war as swiftly and quickly as possible. But you will succeed. The three of you will then be lauded by the wizarding community as the two wizards and witches who were able to successfully help end this war, and you will be given medals for your service, with a very special award and recognition to Roxana for her research and development. Of course, during the actual ceremony, they're not actually going to say, this is the woman who invented the mass killing curse. They're just going to give her, like, special recognition. And I'm sure, unfortunately, this is all going to go into the history books sooner than later.
Good shit. I want to point out, Roxana would not go to any award ceremony. If she was sent awards, she would send them back. I kept sending them. We'll burn them.
Nice. Thank you. How about everybody else? What is your response to...
I think that perhaps initially Juan would be happy that he's helping end the war, so he would receive like 2 medals. But then he would be like, nah, fam, fuck this.
Nah,
Albion, Augustus Mermont is... That's my son! He stopped this war! That's my son! He is... Augustus Mermont is so gung-ho. He is on cloud 9. You see what my son did? Yeah, he did this. And he is doing everything in his power to elevate elevate Albion in the eyes of the Ministry for being such a key component in stopping this war. I don't know how Albion would respond to that.
Look good.
I think unlike the other two, Al actually, he doesn't want to, but he accepts the praise, not because of a pride thing, because he feels like if he accepts it and he embraces it, it's going to give him power to enact longer term like peace within the community itself. So he's actually going to embrace it even though he doesn't really want to.
Sounds like a politician to me. Okay.
Well done, Albie. Well done.
The fortunate thing is, silver lining, because the war ended as soon as it did, Finn's family was released as prisoners of war before too much damage happened. And by choosing this, I will explicitly say Finn survives. Had you chosen not to learn and teach the killing curse, he would have died, along with other characters. But
Al, you were just about to get it the worst. Al was one decision away from losing everything.
Oh god.
and
That's heavy.
thus ends this particular horrific chapter, where our 4 heroes, saved the world and changed the history of magic and the wizarding world forever. In the next session, we will talk about how the world itself changes after the war, what new government policies occur in both the Muggle and wizarding governments. And by the end of the next session, we will jump 20 years and finally get to the point where your characters are fully adults.
Now, my last question. Did we all meet to cast that Obliviate?
That is a good question.
Yeah. Well, do any of us know the Obliviate spell?
I don't.
Yeah, who of you knows the Obliviate spell? That I will not give you for free.
Oh, in like 17 years, come find Luke, guys.
No, no one knows.
Yes. Asa did.
Yeah,
Would
she
we
did.
be able to reach out to Toby because Toby was working with it? Does he know it?
He probably does.
I'm gonna say,
The
Juan
thing is,
would not want his memory erased. He wants to remember because he thinks he should. Because of how many people he killed, he at least needs to give them that respect of remembering and not living a happy life without knowing what he did.
I know.
I think they're just saying
So we're gonna
obliviate
find
the
out.
spell, not.
Yeah,
I think they're
so
just
we-
saying
the
obliviate the
spell
spell, not the.
Yeah.
Not the
then,
not the whole
okay, why
war.
not?
Just
Yeah, we just want to, because Roxana en masse burns all of her research, and then they're gonna obliviate each other. But we don't.
Toby will mention, you will inform, I'm sure Toby is being told about all this, and he's been very, supportive of Roxana, because he knows this is hard for her, learning the mass killing curse. And he will mention that Tritessa also knows the Obliviate spell as well, because of her job as somebody who is hunting down the extremists. So, the two of them will agree to help to obliviate this knowledge of the spell from you. Toby will say, so are all 3 of you 100% okay with this? Because you realize this is a major wizard discovery that you're just going to obliviate away.
Roxana's gonna look up at him directly in the eye and just say, "It's disgusting. Get rid of it."
He'll look at Al and Valiant and Juan.
think it has to be done to protect it from ever coming out again.
You don't think that such a spell will ever be needed again? Tritessa says.
Some other horse stuff will just invent it again.
What other
Okay.
options do we have?
I know you guys have been through a lot, Tritessa says, and I respect the reason why you want this taken out of your heads. I would just hope that you three won't regret it once it's gone.
Before they do it, Al's gonna say, are you guys certain you can erase just the spell memory and nothing else?
I feel pretty confident. I've doing my studies. I've cast it multiple times, and Tritessa too during her line of work. So I'd like to believe so, but I'm not gonna say that there isn't risks involved. We could very well erase more than that, but that's up to you.
I need a minute to think, he says, and he's gonna step out of the room.
I'm gonna follow him.
Juan will stay there in the room with Tritessa and Toby.
So what he's trying to say is I will have to roll for these Obliviate spells to see how
Yeah.
successful they are. I do have to roll, and I have to stick with whatever rolls I get.
LB.
And I want to talk with Toby and Tritessa now that Roxana and
That's fine.
Canela
Why don't you talk?
gone.
We'll do you and Tritessa and Toby first. Go ahead.
Someone needs to remember.
You want us to pretend to obliviate but not actually obliviate you?
You never know. This can happen again. This might be needed.
I don't know if I don't know if I can keep that a secret from Roxy though. Unless he turns to Tritessa. Unless you take that memory away from me. And Tritessa says, "You want me to cast Obliviate again on you to forget that you didn't cast Obliviate on him?" Tritessa says. "I can't keep this a secret from Roxy if I do it." I don't know, Juan. Do you seriously want to have to ask Toby to keep this a secret? Or ask him to ask me to obliviate him so he doesn't remember that he didn't obliviate you?
I don't know, guys. I just know. Someone has to know.
I wasn't going to give my opinion, but I agree with you, Juan, Tritessa says. I don't like it, but I don't... I guess I could go either way.
So, are we in agreement?
Tritessa looks at Toby. If you thinks it's best, Juan. But if we do this, would you be willing to cast it on me? And Tritessa says, "I can't believe you're asking me to do this." He says, "Please, Tritessa, please do it." All right. If you need me to do it, I'll do it. Meanwhile, Albion and Roxana, go ahead. Have your conversation.
Okay.
Yeah, so she just calls out, Albion,
He'll turn around. What?
we agreed. You promised.
I know we promised, Roxy, but what if we lose other memories? Plus, what Tritessa and Toby said, maybe one of us needs to try to remember. I was thinking, what if I take the memory out and keep it, and they can then obliviate it, but we have it if we ever need it again, like in a pensive.
That's good.
I'm never going to use it, Roxy. You know me. But what if the Obliviate goes wrong? You and I would be the only ones that know where I keep it. I'll let you keep it. But I just need to know that there's...
Don't fucking tell me. I don't like this. I'm not saying. And it's at this point that she starts to show emotion again. After like so many weeks of just kind of being dead to everything. And she actually, her metamorphomagus abilities haven't gone off in weeks. But now they are. And like that green goopy look is starting to come back. I'm not saying that you both didn't suffer. But I made this mess. And I'm going to bury it. Albion, I know. It's fucking selfish. Do this for me. I really don't think we should keep it. I feel like somebody's gonna find out. Somebody's gonna find out. Somebody like Bartholomew or Voldemort or Greyback. That's on my hands.
But if they do find out, then how do we even combat it if we don't even know how to use it? We did this for the greater good. And what I'm asking you, Roxy, doesn't go against the greater good. Tritessa and Toby said it could be needed again. I understand if you want to take this off your mind and off your back, but I don't know if I can, Roxy.
If you're going to do that, then I'm going to ask them to take everything from the last few weeks. I can't deal with it.
You mean take all of your memories?
Just from the last few weeks. I can't deal with that shit.
I promise you, Roxy, I'll not use it for bad, and I'll not use it at all unless we have to. It's not even gonna be. I'm not even gonna know how unless I use this memory again. It'll be locked away. No one has to know but you and I.
Don't tell me.
I won't tell you.
Keep it to yourself. Okay. Whatever. I trust you. But I'm getting rid of everything from the last few weeks. I can't fucking cope. This shock's more enough for me.
You guys come back, and Roxy will ask to get rid of the last several weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Albion, are you asking them not to obliviate you?
No, Al would have secretly taken the memory.
Got it.
And put it in a vial.
Got it. Okay.
So he's still letting them obliviate him, yeah.
Got it. Okay. Okay, so I guess I'll take care of, who do you want to cast? I guess they're gonna ask, which one do you want to cast Obliviate on you? Toby will say that he feels confident in his ability to cast this spell, but he believes Tritessa's better at it. So it's up to you to decide who you want to cast a spell on you.
I'd pick Tritessa.
Yeah.
Albion? Okay. And
Al
how about
would
you?
say, yeah.
One of us is going to get a crit fail and no
Let's
whatever.
all go try Tessa.
I'm curious, the more memories they take away, does the DC go up?
I'm going by like how badly they miss
Okay.
the DC.
Because
Depending on how
in this,
badly they miss, that's how off it is.
in this game, there's not the Obliviate curse. The Obliviate's not even in a spell we could take. So yeah, it's kind of however hard
But
wants to do it.
don't forget, Tritessa was also really good at mind charms.
Correct. That's why she has a big bonus for this one, because her mind ability, it is a mind-specific spell.
So wait,
She
out
has
of
a plus
character,
12.
but I know Al doesn't know this, but Juan just had the conversation that Tritessa was going to obliviate Toby. I guess she would still obliviate him, but after they leave?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the plan.
Okay, we're gonna start with Albion. 22. She's now gonna cast it on Roxana the last several weeks. 18. She succeeds. She technically still has to cast it on, pretend to cast it on Juan. Pretend to. 18. You're fine, Juan. And lastly, she's going to cast an Obliviate on Toby. Oh no! Critical fail! She rolled a critical fail to Obliviate Toby.
Say that.
I'm gonna go cry in the corner.
I think that is the perfect time to end this session.
How does that happen?
Oh my god! She
How
got a
does that
critical fail!
I'm busted now. You are busted.
All those memories,
But wait,
I
guys.
remember nothing.
Pause. Did she didn't do it in front of Roxy and Al, so we will have no
No.
clue, right?
We don't know.
No, we
yeah.
have no idea.
Next time we see him, he's not gonna remember anybody or anything.
Oh no!
So badly, that's fucked up.
He's not
Okay.
gonna stutter anymore. He forgot how to stutter.
Okay, for him to go like crazy because of the Obliviate spell, it should be repeated. He might have forgotten more than he should. I don't know.
I don't know. Is he gonna go crazy like Neville Longbottom's parents?
No, they
That
got
was crazy.
crazy because of torture.
Yeah, but I don't know. This is a critical fail. Like, what's happening here?
Tritessa's mom. It's
Oh.
Tritessa's mom that went
Botched Obliviate. That is not good. Oh.
That was-
What are the
Tritessa's mom-
odds?
Tessa's mom was repeated Obliviate. Let's not forget that.
Yeah,
Oh.
those were repeated successful obliviations. This was a messed up obliviate.
She felt his brain.
She messed this spell completely up. It's as critically bad as you can do is what happened.
She was probably so distraught that Juan even asked her to do that she couldn't even focus.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
she
Juan's
was so
fault.
nervous. It's
Oh,
Juan's
is that
fault.
the end of the session? Are we starting the vlog?
Yeah, that's the end of the
Jesus.
session. We're gonna do the vlog.
Oh
Oh,
Why?
my god!
Toby! No!
What are the
Toby.
odds? I can't wait till we
I'll
see
be right
all our
back.
faces. I can't wait when the crits came up. We all just instantly
Oh my
freaked
gosh.
out.
Poor Toby. Oh.
Even Hart was like, he sat back like it was fine, and then saw it. It was like, oh no!
This shouldn't have happened.
Plus
Why?
12.
Here's the
Oh.
good thing about it, right? Quan, you're fucking busted, bro. You're fucking busted.
You two
Oh.
also kept the secret from me, but yeah, no, he fucked up. He done fucked up.
Mm.